So this chart will help you understand a little bit, right? Again, an example is given, but these are many of the roles that an HR does, right? From an advisory role to strategic role to solution provider role to basic role. And I'll be very honest with you here. The role of HR in the lower left corner, which you can see as help desk, HR data administrator, payroll administrator, HR administrator, and admin. So these roles have been there for age old, like for the last 20, 30 years, these roles have been there. And you do not need a specific degree to go into these roles, right? Uh, to go into an advisory role, yes, an HR degree generally helps, an HR consultant, but again, in India, these things can be overtaken with by the kind of experience and exposure that you have had. As you go up to the advisory and strategic roles, your degree does come into matter. The kind of exposure and the kind of projects that you have worked with does matter. The kind of soft skills that you have matter, and your data analytics skills does matter. So as you go up in this chart, if I can show you people analytics head, organization development and learning manager, organization development executive, all of these things require a certain amount of data analysis skills. So the major hard skills that you would really need for an HR would be data analytics plus, and you need to know Excel and those softwares and basics. And the major soft skill is that you need to be a very smooth in communication. You need to know how to talk to people. You need to understand people, empathy, and you need to understand what kind of things are expected from the people and what is the person expecting you. See, a person will not stay with you for a long period of time if you do not fulfill his basic needs. I think Maslow's hierarchy is very well known here. So you need to give him something in order to take something from him. So these are some of this is a basic rough HR career path that can be done. And many of the roles here are very much predominant here. Some require, for example, in compensation, right? Generally, comp and ben managers require 1 or 2 years of experience, at least in that field. Uh, Generally, if you are going for a payroll team lead, payroll manager, all of these things require some kind of experience, 2 or 3 years. If you go for admins like HR officer, HR analyst, HRS analyst, data scientists are directly taken from BTech, from BBA students, directly from on campus. These kind of roles are given and slowly you grow from there. Some basics for any HR recruitment interviews that you're going to need for nowadays, you need to know basically about the company, the CSR activities that they go for, the marketing strategies and acquisitions. Again, I'm saying marketing strategies, CSR activities, you would say that these does not come in the follow of the HR, but they actually do. When a company recruits you for an HR BP role, that means there's sales HR BP, there's operations HR BP. What does that mean? That means a human resource person who is a business partner. So the ops person will tell that I need to increase my efficiency by XYZ%. What are the steps that are going to do? There is one operational efficiency that goes on for that is the machinery and the process and those things. There's also an employee efficiency that goes on for how efficient are your employees. You sometimes you would need employees which are highly qualified. Again, that would require lots of money for you to invest. But can you do the same task from your in-house? How you gonna train those employees or L&D? So again, L&D comes into here as to learning and development. What kind of trainings are you gonna give so that you can spend less in the future? Everything here is your strategy and in your future based. There are basic personal questions that are also asked, which are, I think, for all the interviews, like strengths and weaknesses. Why do you want to go for that role? Basic, advanced, failure in life, and all those things. There are some major leadership questions that are asked, that what was the toughest decision? Ethical dilemma is one of the main questions that are actually asked in many of the HR interviews, because being an HR, your ethics has to be completely unscathed. You need to understand, differentiate between your professional life, your friend life, because trust me, hundreds of people are going to come. They're going to ask for appraisals, they're going to ask for higher salary, they're going to ask for roles, but your ethics should not quiver at any point of time. So being an HR leader, ethical dilemma and decision making and all of those things should be perfectly clear. I think these are some of the major interview questions that are asked.